Hello. Welcome to Tusachnoi Audio, a YouTube channel dedicated to GL audiobooks. We absolutely adore heartwarming and touching stories, and we're thrilled to share them with you. Title, Only You. Author, Sogeumwon. Chapter 1. Boss, there's a new order. Pei bowed before the person who was intently cleaning a gun. Take it and handle it. Why report to me? The other person looked up, glancing indifferently at her subordinate. This. Pei hesitated, not sure if she should speak. What? The other person frowned. I don't know if I should say or not. Then don't say. Yes, I understand. Pei turned to leave. Wait. Yes? Speak. Yes. Pei smiled brightly, having guessed correctly. The new order, I can't handle it because they specifically requested you. I'm not available. Boss, it's a huge offer. How much? After this job, you can buy a house in Bangkok. Pei looked at her boss with a calculative smile. All right. I'll make an exception. Accept it? Yes. What's the job? To be a personal bodyguard. For whom? A rising young idol, Ira. Ira? All right. Prepare the rules for a female idol, and proceed. Inform me of the location and time. Yes, boss. Ira, huh? Could it be that girl? Tawan put the gun down on the table, took out her phone, and searched for Ira's name. In a moment, she found the results, and seeing the somewhat familiar face, she nodded. Wearing glasses still looks better. Tawan smiled faintly. At the HC3 company meeting room. Ira, why are you so reckless? Her manager, Sushi, held her head, looking at her little girl. What? The bodyguard contract. I need a bodyguard, Pete Sushi. But it's worth as much as a house in central Bangkok. Pete will kill us. It's okay. I'll pay for it myself. What? I said I'll pay for it myself. No need for the company's money. When did you become a rich lady? Why didn't I know? Sushi quickly ran over to look at Ira, her eyes blinking. You don't need to know, I'll pay for it myself. You just need to tell P-Do and the company that I'll have a personal bodyguard. But is that person male or female? A male bodyguard is not acceptable. Female? How can a female protect you? She can. She's even stronger than men. How do you know? Have you met her? Stop asking. Just report it as I said. She'll come tomorrow, and you bring her to my office. This girl, always so mysterious. Sushi frowned. 3 years ago, Ira applied to the company. From her demeanor to her appearance, her innate artistic talent quickly made her one of the brightest and youngest stars. Time only made Ira shine even more. At this moment, Ira was a top star, a youth idol admired by many. Sushi had been managing Ira since she first joined the company. Her career, along with Ira's, became increasingly brilliant. When Ira started gaining fame, many managers in the industry wanted to manage Ira personally, but she refused. She wanted to stay with her original manager, Sushi. This made Sushi very touched. She saw Ira as her own sister. However, Sushi never knew about Ira's family. Ira lived alone in a high-end apartment. When asked, Ira only told Sushi that her family had settled abroad, and she returned to Thailand to build her career. Since Ira didn't want to talk about it, Sushi didn't want to pry and didn't ask further. So, what's the name of the new bodyguard? Sushi asked. Tawan. Outside, Bangkok was bustling under her gaze. Tawan smiled brightly. 5 years, do you still remember me? Tawan looked up at the sky, her eyes full of anticipation. Today was a special day for Ira. She intentionally woke up early, did her makeup, and styled her hair. Ira examined herself in the mirror, scrutinizing for a while, and only when she deemed herself perfect did she reluctantly stand up. Ira's actions puzzled Sushi. Today, Ira had no work schedule, no filming or photo shoots, yet she got up early to do her hair and makeup, like a peacock spreading its tail in front of the mirror, and spent over an hour choosing her outfit. Ira, are you going on a date? Sushi held a cup of coffee, looking at Ira in frustration. The little princess waking up early meant she had to wake up early too. No. Why? Ira widened her eyes at Sushi. You look like a peacock. What? A male peacock spreading its tail to court a mate. Sushi pouted. What are you talking about? Ira blushed, sitting down seriously. Are you meeting someone today? Or are you secretly going for a magazine shoot? It's not like last time when you went out with Prinkhun, right? Sushi spoke sternly. Last time, the 2 hottest girls in the company went out with their friends, got drunk, and almost got drugged. Luckily, they met the kind-hearted police officer and avoided a disaster. When Sushi arrived, she was sweating bullets, and later, P-Do scolded her so much she couldn't lift her head. That's why Sushi was always worried when Ira dressed up without a work-related reason. No, I learned my lesson. I won't go out like that again. Ira clasped her hands, looking at Sushi. She knew that last time was pure luck, otherwise, it would have been a disaster. Then why are you dressing up more than for a photo shoot? I'm just being normal. Normal? You've changed 80 outfits, woke up at 5 a.m. to do your hair and makeup. Normally, I have to pinch you for an hour to get you out of bed. Today is different. Different how? Well, just stop nagging. Sushi looked at Ira's stubborn face and finally gave up. She didn't know who could manage the mischievous and stubborn girl in front of her. Sushi sighed and went out to make coffee for Ira, leaving her to continue being a peacock. As long as Ira didn't cause too much trouble, Sushi could handle the rest. That's the role of a manager. Ira took the coffee from Sushi, nodded in thanks, and smiled as she drank her coffee. Sushi had some work to do, so after giving a few instructions, she left. Ira held her coffee, looking at the morning streets of Bangkok. Today was a beautiful day. Ahem. Ira was sipping her coffee when she heard a familiar yet strange cough. She turned around, her eyes sparkling. Very happy to see you again. Ira put her coffee down, walked up to the person, and flashed a dazzling smile. Tawan looked at the girl from years ago, now grown and standing perfectly before her. Her long, curly brown hair flowed naturally, her full cherry lips, bare shoulders, and alluring collarbones, and her long, straight legs. Ira's eyes were filled with anticipation and happiness as she smiled sincerely at Tawan. Tawan felt momentarily blinded by Ira's radiant beauty. This child, had she grown so much? Ira looked at the person in front of her, who was staring at her in a daze. She felt a sense of triumphant satisfaction. It was worth waking up early to do her makeup and look beautiful for this person to see. She really was staring in awe. Ira smiled mischievously, her eyes glued to the figure opposite her. The long, smooth black hair flowed freely down her back. The elegant black vest paired with a crop top inside reflected the strength of the wearer. The determined dark brown eyes, the beautiful mole on her cheek, and the curved red lips. Ira had not been mistaken. Even that day when she met Tawan in the rain, without any makeup and soaking wet, she was still a beauty. Time had made Tawan more mature, more imbued with the essence of a woman, which made Ira suddenly infatuated without escape. Third, a familiar sound from 5 years ago echoed, not the sound of an umbrella but a series of densely packed lines of text. It forced Ira back to reality while she was immersed in Tawan's beauty. These are the rules you need to follow while I'm your bodyguard. Tawan dropped a long list of rules. Ira said nothing, quickly scanning each line, and at the last line, she looked up with interest at the person in front of her. Let's see. No revealing clothes. This last rule, Ira looked up at Tawan. Not allowed to leave the bodyguard's sight? How far is your sight? Ira raised an eyebrow playfully. Here. She took a step towards Tawan. Here. Another step. Or here. Ira bravely took another step forward, the distance between her and Tawan now only a hand's breadth. She could smell the faint, clean scent on Tawan, and Ira suddenly found herself loving this fragrance. Tawan looked at the beautiful face before her, the corners of her mouth slightly curved up. The girl in front of her was the first to dare to stand this close to her. People who stood this close to her before had either ended up in the hospital or dead. Tawan lowered her head and smiled faintly. My eyesight is 10 out of 10. It was Ira's turn to be speechless. Was this person born to be an emotionless warrior? She was like a rock, with no sense of charm at all. When can I start working? Today. Today isn't just for reporting and introductions? Besides, I was informed that you have no schedule today. Did you not read the contract? Tawan was speechless. She hadn't read it, as Pei handled everything. The contract clearly states you have to stay by my side even when I have no schedule and always be present when I need you. You even have to be with me 24/7? Ira mischievously looked at Tawan, sure that she hadn't read the contract. A vein bulged on Tawan's forehead. Who on earth signed this contract? She would deal with Pei later. Tawan, the contract has been signed. If you cancel it now, you'll have to pay triple the amount in compensation. Ira clasped her hands behind her back, smiling wickedly at Tawan. Tawan tried to keep her composure. If not for her training and discipline, she would have already exploded in anger. Normally, she only accepted compensation of 1.5 times or 2 times at most, but this time it was triple. Pei would definitely be sent on a mission to Africa for 3 months. Today is really not possible. I admit I haven't seen the contract. Tawan sighed, displaying a professional demeanor and smiling faintly at Ira. So I'm sorry, but I haven't arranged anything today. Can we reschedule for tomorrow? Fine. Tomorrow at 6 a.m., come to my house to take me to work. Ira extended her hand towards Tawan. What? Tawan was puzzled, not understanding why Ira was extending her hand. Your phone? For what? To save my number. How else will I contact you when needed? Usually, the contract specifies contact through personal numbers. Ira knew what Tawan was going to say. Normally, Tawan only allowed clients to contact her through the company number. Tawan sighed, this time she would definitely send Pei to Africa for 3 months. She looked at the patient hand in front of her and reluctantly took out her phone, unlocked it, and handed it to Ira. Ira happily took Tawan's phone, entered her number, and sent a message to her own phone with Tawan's number. After saving the contacts on both phones, she returned the phone to Tawan. The other person took back the phone, annoyed, and left without a word. Ira watched the strong, straight back walking away, smiling. The innocent face she usually wore now showed a hint of calculation, quickly disappearing without a trace. Tawan, I've waited for you for 5 years. This time, don't hope to escape from me. Chapter end. Thank you, dear listeners, for tuning in and supporting the channel. See you again soon. Love always.